So now I'm going to talk about a couple things. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to talk about, here we go. So we're going to talk about getting additional commission and also an escalation clause. So both of them that are in the contract that you're going to be adding to the contract in any situation. So additional, adding information into the contract regarding additional commission. So if there is, for example, 2.5% offered on the MLS and we got a VIP agreement signed for 3.5, then what's going to happen is you are going, after negotiations and everything else, this is how you're going to put it in the contract. Okay, so it is going to be exactly like this on the page that has an empty space. It's going to say seller concessions of XXX towards closing costs. And then it's going to say closing costs as referenced above of the purchase and sales price agreement include but are not limited to attorney fees, intangible tax, title insurance, title exam fees, buyer agency fees, lender inspection fees, appraisal fees, prepaids, tax service fees, underwriting fees, courier fees, and loan origination fees. So that is how we get additional commission, and that's what you put in the contract. Now, what happens, so for example, if you've negotiated, and let's say it's a $300,000 home, and we need to get 1% more commission because it's 2.5% on the MLS, and we're going to get 3.5. So we have negotiated it, and we've gotten $3,000 for us, plus we've gotten an extra $2,000, let's say, for the buyer towards closing costs. So let's say we got $5,000 additional. So we would put seller concessions of $5,000 towards closing costs, and then you just copy and paste literally the rest of this. We're going to show you how to negotiate that, but that's how you write it into the contract. Sometimes it's only going to be our fee that you're negotiating, and sometimes it's going to be our fee plus some closing costs for the buyer. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty easy, and that's where it goes, always in the contract. Then escalation clause. So let's say we are in, which we are right now, in a market that there are a lot of multiple offer situations. This is one of the things that you can do in a multiple offer situation. So basically, in the same spot that you would put the additional information into the sales contract regarding additional commissions, you also put the escalation clause in that same area. Okay, and what it says, and this is just an example, in the event that the seller receives one or more additional bona fide offers to purchase the property with terms acceptable to the seller, other offers, but which result in net proceeds of sale payable to the seller equal or greater than the net proceeds of the sale payable to the seller under this offer. So for example, if it is an offer, if the sales price is under this offer, and it shall not exceed 175 or 180, I'm sorry. So for example, I put in an offer, let's say for 175,000. That the seller equal to $3,000 escalation factor in excess of the highest net proceeds of the sale generated in such other offers. So we will, as long as they show us the contract, up to $180,000. Okay, so let's say we put it in for 177,000. We will go up to 180,000. Okay, so the escalation clause, basically, in the event that the seller receives additional offers, we're saying that as long as they show us, we will go up to a certain amount. And that goes right into the offer, and it makes our offer a lot stronger. So that is your escalation clause and your additional information clause for additional commissions. Both are things that go right into the contract. And if you have any other questions on these, Mark can explain them to you really well. He is awesome at them, and he would be happy to help you setting up contracts to submit that way. Okay, thank you.